What's up, brother? You know, we've been working hard for a long time, you know what I mean? And this is basically makes me happy, and to see my dad that he's able to buy himself, you know, a house with a big private gym. I know there's a lot of things that we could accomplish, and there's a lot of things that we could give back, not only to our people, but to our community, you know what I mean? We got a lot of fighters here. One of our friends painted this. He goes to the first Benavidez boxing gym, the one in Burien. He paints them all himself, so he's a talented brother. So but yeah, this is my dad's design, you know what I mean? This is actually my first time, you know, starting training camp here in this gym.
Stretch it down, pull it up. Ready, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good, under here, roll under the bed.
Gervonta Davis and David Benavidez are currently training together as they get ready for their long-awaited return to the boxing ring in two of the most eagerly awaited comeback fights.
It seems like it's official that Gervonta Davis has a new trainer named Jose Benavidez. In this video, though, because there's a lot of conversations going on about what this means for Gervonta Davis as far as his skill set, as far as like his motivation to be in boxing, and whether or not Jose Benavidez Sr. can ignite that fire in Gervonta Davis. Well, in this video, I want to talk about that, but I also want to talk about a real reason for what took place in Gervonta Davis's camp. And one of the reasons that he's no longer with Coach Kenny and Coach Calvin. And I think it's an important thing to say, because it's not all on Coach Calvin, it's not all on Coach Kenny, and it's not all on Gervonta Davis.
Tank's training camp has taken an unexpected turn as Fan and Boxing reports that he has officially parted ways with Calvin Ford and started working alongside Jose Benavidez Sr. The surprising move has sparked major discussion about how it could impact the champion's mindset, fighting style, and future success in the ring.
I have been paying attention to that camp for a while. I know people in that camp. I know people around that camp. And I can tell you without a doubt that the major issue with Gervonta Davis and that particular camp was the fact that there's so many paid snitches in his camp. It was replete with family members and other people who, whenever they got a piece of information about Gervonta Davis, would try to go out and give that information to somebody else in exchange for money. So Gervonta is looking up at the internet, seeing what's being said about him, hearing this information coming out about himself, and saying, man, where is this coming?
He then reveals a troubling story of betrayal, claiming the real split began when paid informants made their way into the fighter's close circle. The situation grew worse as people who were once trusted allegedly started leaking private training camp information in exchange for money.
10 seconds! Super focused, super motivated.
You gonna feel all this shit we gotta do? Look, hey Tank, we gonna go 35 for 12.
This conflict within the team had been building behind the scenes for years, leaving them with no choice but to tighten control and stop information from getting out. You will see how a complete media shutdown was put in place to protect the fighter's mental focus and preserve what little stability remained around him.
Originally, and this was a couple years ago, I remember when Gervonta started getting upset with it, and he started blocking people and getting mad about stuff, and he started telling Kenny and Calvin, you know, that basically not to be announcing things, not to say things about who he's going to fight next or what he's going to do next, because Gervonta started getting irritated about that. I also know that Calvin Ford stopped talking to the media for a long period of time. Kenny Ellis stopped talking to the media about Gervonta in that way, because they were appeasing Gervonta and Gervonta's desire to have that information kept in-house, right? So to the extent that they were having conversations that Gervonta Davis didn't want to have, they had nipped that in the bud several years ago.
The operation went far deeper than most people realized, as hidden sources were reportedly using information on social media to damage his reputation and create problems from inside his own camp. The speaker even likens this type of behind-the-scenes attack to a famous mind game strategy that played a major role in one of boxing's most memorable rivalries.
However, what happened is you have family members and other members in the gym that have connections with people that have Twitter pages, connections with people that have YouTube pages, and they continued, the people with the Twitter pages and the YouTube pages continue to pay these people money for inside information about Gervonta, and he got very distrustful. Now, if you think, okay, well, man, that's not that big a deal, you know, you go and, you know, people know, you know, it happens all the time where you have spies in camp. Like one particular incident that I know about that really enlightened me to that problem in boxing was when Andre Ward was fighting Sergey Kovalev, and Andre Ward was just being very vocal about knowing what was going on in with John David Jackson and what was going on with Sergey Kovalev. And he was telling basically, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're drinking this and you're drinking this and you're doing that, and your problem was here and your problem is there. Andre Ward knew the whole thing. How? Because he had a spy in the camp. The problem with that with Gervonta is when you have spies around him in his family, in the gyms in Baltimore, you have people that leak information that are trying to harm.
Sean Porter discusses how Tank may feel surprisingly comfortable in this fast-paced and constantly changing training environment. He wonders if having people around him with the same fierce mentality and competitive drive is the perfect fit for the champion's unpredictable way of life.
I'm not sure if that's a great matchup.
I feel like there's some comfort there.
Is that what it is?
I feel like that's what it is. I feel like there's some
They
comfort
both
there.
killers.
He's down in Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It's Washington,
Yeah, he's between
Seattle, Washington, Florida, Arizona,
Yeah.
Vegas.
He be everywhere.
Yeah. Which might match the lifestyle of Gervonta Davis, you know.
Yeah, surprising to see it. I think, but I feel like he's comfortable with Jose.
The conversation goes further as Porter points out the hidden motivation required to keep a fighter hungry and fully committed. He suggests that this new partnership could be exactly what is needed for the trainer and fighter to finally work in complete harmony with the same vision and purpose.
And just telling y'all what I know, sometimes that's all it takes. Whatever's gonna get this light flip up, turned on, and keep it on, sometimes it's comfort. I just need somebody that I feel comfortable with, that I can be myself with, and that, you know, when I'm ready to move, they move it. When they ready to move, I'm moving. And I feel like he thinks he has that with Jose.
I don't know.
That's just right off the top of the head.
He likes
seeing
to
that
move
stuff.
when he wants to move.
Anthony Byrne then challenges the reasoning behind this unusual partnership, bringing a strong sense of doubt to the discussion. The hosts debate whether the new trainer can realistically achieve the same level of success he once had with his own family member while working with someone from outside that circle.
That's weird. That's a weird one for me.
Why?
It's just only like it's paired up right. Like I feel like Jose can definitely train his son. I'm not sure about everything.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We seen him train Jose and David, and then also
Pacheco and Rayo.
Jose Rayo, yeah, and Pacheco as well. You know, Pacheco isn't with them,
And they
anymore,
both are going.
Yeah.
And yeah, they both are.
Moving to the unexpected split, Sean Zittel admits that the conflict with Calvin Ford seems difficult to understand from the outside. He reflects on the unique style and foundation Ford built into his fighters over the years, highlighting the remarkable work he did in developing champions from the ground up.
They're business, but I just don't. I don't add up the beef with him and Calvin Ford, really. I guess Calvin may have done an interview or two that Gervonta didn't like, but it's like, that
made no sense, man.
Look, I remember when I saw Truck Simpson spar before Truck tailed off, when he had promise. No offense, Truck, you know, much love to you. But when Truck was 18, 19 years old, and it was like, oh, this kid, he has talent. He has real upside. He threw his punches in the same way Gervonta Davis did. He had a lot of the same kind of rhythm that Gervonta did, and that's what made me go, Calvin is a good trainer. Even though Calvin didn't move the needle for Jahan Ingram over the weekend. Jahan Ingram lost to Devin Cushing. It didn't look like it didn't look like Calvin had a big impact on him winning. He wound up losing to Devin Cushing. Devin Cushing, bigger guy anyways. But when I saw Truck do that, I go, okay, so Calvin has an imprint. He has a system. There's a way a guy he builds from scratch in the Baltimore amateur program looks. And so that made me lend more credence to Calvin's work.
Zittel finishes by remembering a period when Calvin Ford was often the only person capable of pushing the champion through his toughest and least productive days in the gym. It leaves many people questioning how a relationship built on trust, loyalty, and years of shared experience could eventually fall apart so completely.
I just remember like Tank being in the gym for the Santa Cruz fight, came in heavy and was in Floyd's gym. And he didn't that spark didn't come and Floyd was trying to get it out of him. It wasn't really happening in the first couple weeks. He had to wait to wire. He had a couple months until the Santa Cruz fight date. But once Calvin came to the gym from Baltimore, the spark started and the light came on. And I was like, that's a bond. And I don't know. I'm just, it's like, I don't know what the big beef is. Why Calvin built you from scratch. He has always went to bat for you, even when you make it very hard for someone to go to bat for you with all the shit you put you yourself and your fan base through and the boxing world through. And Calvin's always tried to say the right things to not offend you. Right. But hey,
While Tank has officially begun this demanding training camp with Jose Benavidez Sr., a sense of uncertainty still surrounds what comes next for his career. Early reports suggested that a major fight with Kid Austin had already been agreed upon, but despite all the talk, there has still been no official announcement, leaving many questions unanswered.
This and Floyd Schofield are edging a little bit closer to a fight. What are you hearing from that end?
Yeah, I'm hearing all positive. I'm hearing these negotiations have been progressing in a very positive way between the sides of Gervonta Davis and Floyd Schofield. Now, we have not seen Gervonta Davis in the ring since that disputed draw against Lamont Roach early last year. We have not seen Floyd Schofield in the ring since the stunning one-round knockout over Tevin Farmer last June. There were some plans back in April to get Floyd Schofield into the ring, but he and his father, who's also his manager, who's also his co-trainer, they said, we don't want any kind of stay busy fight. We want a world title fight, and they want that fight against Gervonta Tank Davis. Again, I am told a lot of positive progress to the point that they're discussing dates for this fight. They're discussing September, late September, or early October to match Floyd Schofield against Gervonta Davis for that WBA 135-pound title.
All right, I got one more for you.
Adding even more excitement to the situation, Gervonta Davis shocked the boxing world by delivering a strong knockout warning aimed at both Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. The bold message has increased the tension around his next move and left fans eagerly waiting to see which fighter will be brave enough to face him in the ring.
I said this, right? And I don't hide it. I said that I think that there's 3 people in the world that I think that could beat Tank. That would be Devin, that would be Shakur, and Tank Davis himself.
Yeah,
right?
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me, Gervonta Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring, and I cracked both of them. I feel you, but check this right there. But
so you telling me you cracked both of them, right? But I was also told that Devin got the best of you in the last sparring session.
He didn't get no best of me. He didn't get no best of me. He did not get no best of me.
He jumped right off the plane and sparred Devin. Right off the plane.
No best of me. He didn't get no best of me.
Let me man. You can go on the internet.
And I sparred him twice.
Right. And Bill
took him out the ring.
And Bill admitted that. Bill and Devin both said that.
I almost knocked him out in Floyd gym. Did they tell you that? Did they tell you I almost knocked him out in the gym? Did they tell you that?
I don't know, but I ain't hear that.
Okay.
I ain't hear that.
Floyd Schofield Sr. responded with sharp criticism, accusing the champion of using recent media appearances as a distraction from bigger issues. He argued that the sudden callouts on social media were meant to shift attention away from claims that Tank was avoiding a difficult mandatory challenger, creating even more controversy around his future plans.
It's a duck. A duck is a duck.
He just needed a big diversion to make people believe and look away from him ducking his mandatory person. He ducked us before he had the Roach fight, too. He ducked us over a year. So a duck is a duck. That's all I have to say. Because if Keyshawn's supposed to be fighting Devin, why he calling out Devin? If he not moving up to fight Shakur, why he calling out Shakur? and he has a mandatory. So he preferred to give up his belt. So thank you. We have no problem becoming the world champion. The boogeyman on the left, he ran. So that's all that shit is smoke and mirrors. They've been calling each other out for years now. All of them. Has it ever happened?
I don't think it's happening now.
So this is just a diversion so people don't look at him like, yo, you really ducked your mandatory.
The heated criticism continues as Schofield Sr. warns that the growing focus on fame and quick money is slowly damaging the values that once defined boxing. He believes that giving up a world title and leaving the division would send the wrong message to young fighters who work hard every day hoping to earn a fair opportunity to reach the top of the sport.
And that's acceptable. For the YouTubers, yeah, I get y'all. It's about money. It's about fame. Yeah, that's the Floyd Mayweather era. That's the era that's fading out. We of the era that you work your way up to number one, you fight the champion. Because that's what gives hope to these kids in the hood or these kids going through the amateurs. The hope when they get to number one in the ranking, they can have their chance at fighting for a world title. You take that away, then you destroy boxing. So, smoke and mirrors, man. The man gave up his title and hauled.
Amid all the controversy, Devin Haney added even more intrigue by posting a series of mysterious messages on social media. He first sparked excitement with an energetic message before surprising fans by mentioning a Haney versus Davis matchup. He then followed it with another post that appeared to hint at a major fight involving Keyshawn Davis. Even with all the public callouts and growing speculation from different camps, fans still have no clear answer about who will be the next fighter to face Gervonta Davis. Meanwhile, David Benavidez turned attention toward his own future plans by expressing his desire to pursue a fight with Dimitri Bivol. He made it clear that his goal is to dominate the light heavyweight division and deliver the major legacy-defining fights that boxing fans have been waiting for.
Yeah, 100%. We're going after Dimitri Bivol.
Okay, that's it.
I told you guys that's what I got. That's what I wanted to do, and just so the fans they have something to look up to. That's look forward to. That's why I give you guys my breakdowns, what I'm trying to do, what are my plans. And I told you guys I was gonna come back down and fight Bivol, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Now I won 2 more titles at cruiserweight. Now it's time to capture the rest of the titles I like.
Addressing the growing rumors about moving up in weight, David Benavidez quickly shut down any talk of a move to the heavyweight division in the near future because of the significant difference in power at that level. He stressed that his main focus remains on establishing himself at 175 pounds and taking on the toughest fighters in the division, including elite names such as Artur Beterbiev, before considering any bigger move.
I hear a lot of people talking about heavyweight, but these guys, these are big guys. This is an extremely different type of power. So I'm not thinking about heavyweight anytime soon. If I think of heavyweight, maybe that's probably by 5-6 years. But what I really wanted to do is I want to become unified champion at 175 and become a dominant champion at 175. I've been telling you guys I want to get Dimitri Bivol, then Artur Beterbiev. And I know those are 2 fights that all the world of boxing wants to see. So right now that I can make 175 comfortably, I feel like we got to make that happen.
The story takes another unexpected turn as Gilberto Ramirez enters the conversation by openly calling out David Benavidez and grabbing the attention of the entire boxing community. The challenge adds a new layer of uncertainty and has fans wondering whether the Mexican star could be drawn into a major cruiserweight showdown against one of the division's top champions. For now, however, there is still no official confirmation regarding who Benavidez will face in his next fight.